news, and I thought I would pop on because the followers keep growing over here. Let me see what kind of features we have. Look like we got a couple of opportunities to try to do something to this retouch. What's this? What is that? Oh, look at TikTok. All right, we're getting some features, some lenses. I don't know what all that is. We'll figure all that out later. Um, uh, okay. So sorry, just got a message. So I'm Yolanda, and started this channel, and I'm still to this day, even though I've had it for a while, and the followers are growing. And there are questions that I get. I haven't really decided what I want to do on YouTube. Sorry, I'm a mess. I've been over here soap making and packing orders and different things like that. And I wish I had thought of it's impromptu, y'all. Forgive me. Or look, hit the comments up and say what you think I should do. Girl, you should do this and that. But I just wanted to pop on. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit. My soap making journey, I'm I would say class of 2020 in the pandemic. Soap making shows, soap making kept showing up, and I was like, what is going on with this? And so I've been having a great time with it. I launched with co-process. I went to a soap makers conference. I got to see all the different methods. And I'm gonna say, I don't even like to say I made this choice. Co-process. Soap maker chose me because I just didn't have the attention span for anything else or the creativity for a melt and pour. I feel like a lot of all the artisans do melt and pour. And I still to this day don't feel like there's certain conversation I can have from a soap making. I am doing what comes natural to me, and the community I serve a community that I enjoy serving. I do most of everything online. I did for the second, my second, third, and fourth year. I did farmers markets, and of course, you don't know, but farmers markets, what I love about doing farmers markets is you have customers that show up every week. They come and that's where they do their shopping. So that getting immediate feedback and seeing what people want and delivering what people want, that was a great learning platform. So I think one of the things when you do decide to do soap making, you got to decide, am I going to just do it for family and friends? Am I going to do it online? Am I going to go to the farmers markets? And I will say farmers markets are entirely different from vendor events, because again, with that farmers market, you have people that are constantly coming back. You build up a community, you build up a core base. When you go to different vendor events, there's a lot to think about that, because usually if you're at a vendor event, if it's not 100% a shopping event, if it's akin to or adjacent to something else is going on over there and they just want to put some vendors over here, you got to choose wisely where you want to go. I came into this already with a following online. And so I basically just turned those followers into customers and say, hey, y'all, listen, we're in this new world. The new world is here. I'm one of the people, I've got to pivot from doing the entertainment stuff that I was doing. Hey, good morning. It was a serious pivot for me. I was a blogger, an influencer. I was going to events and things like that. And, then all of a sudden at home, not being able to go anywhere like everybody else, and I decided, okay, well, I got this following. I've always wanted a physical product for them. And so I just let them know, hey, listen, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this. And I started in the transition to content on those channels. And even on YouTube, I've had a YouTube channel for probably 15, 20 years, however long YouTube has been around. And then all of a sudden, I'm doing the soap thing. And so I created this channel, not to have to put the soap over that one. Thank you. Um, and so I didn't want to put the soap. I started out putting the soap on my original channel. And I said, well, you know what? I don't know where this is going. I don't know how long I'm going to do this. Let me put it over there. And I put a couple of videos over here, and I walked away, as they say. I put a couple of videos over here and I walked away. And then I got this, email from YouTube, and it's like, hey, you're getting subscribers and things like that. Maybe you should come and do something. But then I knew as a beginner soap maker, I'm like, I don't know what I could share besides, and I wasn't the artisan soap maker, so I didn't have, even though I do, regular soap designs. I have, I'll tell you about the subscription box. I just wasn't, my confidence level wasn't there yet. And what I found is most everybody on YouTube will watch YouTube for DIY and soap making, and they often had a lot of questions that, I was looking for the answers to myself. And so I just went on about my business. Like I said, I walked away and I came back and there was a following. And so I said, oh, I'm going to post some videos over there. But even the videos that I post now, it's like I still don't know what to post on here. I don't, right now, I'm not doing a lot of soap making videos or cutting videos like I used to do before, because one, I'm just doing a lot of production things. I have to make the same soaps over and over and over and over again. So, and then, well, actually, no, that's not true, because I also, decided to do soap as a subscription box. So I do get to explore. I do get to go down, some of the wormholes of doing all the colors, the swirls, the soap of the month, the techniques, the challenges, and so forth. I like everybody else. I'm looking for those. The good thing about me is, well, here's what I learned about myself. I love change. I love something new all the time. I love a new challenge and so forth. And so with that, I decided to operate as a subscription box. I just make a couple of designs each month, two designs each month, and I get to explore two different new fragrances and whatnot. Because the repetitiveness of it, it was like I have soaps that I have customers that they've chosen as their forever soap. So I repeatedly make those, and then I have a line that I call Bare Skin Clean, and these are soaps, don't have any colors or swirls. They literally are just soap. Most of them don't have fragrance in them, and that's something I deliver to another customer base. I will tell you, in my journey in soap making, I have found that there are different customers, yeah, and if you do serve different people. And I also make body butter, and in fact, I went down the wormhole. I did pretty much all the things, like the first, the five products that are associated with soap making. Your soaps, your different kinds of soaps, your scrubs, your body butters, and different things like that. Because once people trust you for one product, they look to see if you got the others, and you decide. You have to decide how big of a production you want to be. Like, I just want to be a little bit self-employed, because at the time that this showed up for me, I was trying to figure out how to be more available to my family. At the time I was in caregiving, coming out of caregiving. When I actually started this, I would have loved to have this wild caregiving. I think I would have been able to have my sanity a little bit more, and I would have a different experience that I'm having now. And so that was my choice, and I still choose that every day. I just want to be a little bit self-employed, because people come to you once you've done it for so long, and they go, "Oh, well, how are you going to scale? And what are you going to do? This and that." Now, I don't know that I want to take that on. My thoughts for this now is say, whoa, okay, it's work. And it absolutely is work. I feel like there's something on my shirt, y'all. And it is, because I've been soap making. I've been lathering up this soap. I tell you what, I feel like I want to put something on. Let me dress this video up a little bit. Because I just feel like this is my go-to scarf when I am soap making, because I always get like, and soap making, we get spots everywhere. And lo and behold, this will be one of those videos. I'll come back and it's like 1,000 views, and I'm like, or 2,000 or more. And I'm like, wait, I got these big spots on my shirt, my dress. Okay, this is one of my soap making dresses that I love to put on. So for me, it's been a great experience. I just celebrated 6 years into this. At 5 years, yes, came the scale conversation. It's like, okay, 5 years in. Well, at 5 years in, I went back to work. I was like, I'm going back to work. And work was like, okay, you going back home. And luckily I was able to come back home to this. And then more life changes. I look to this. I look for something before even this. I look for something because I knew I was headed into that era of life changes, for me. And so that was a large part of a lot of the decisions that I made. I also do TikTok shop with this, which is why I have this up. I was just live over there and I just finished packing orders over there. But I keep trying to figure out, I keep seeing these videos about, hey, YouTube is this, YouTube is that. I haven't done what I think I could do with YouTube. I don't know what YouTube is right now. I do know that people over here that want to talk soap making. It's still that discovery platform. If you have a question, you do a search and you get an answer. I do, mentor others, trying to help them have as well of an experience that I have had, or even to get to where I am, and so forth. But I'm not going to stay on long. Like I said, I just wanted to come on and drop a video more so than shorts. I only put a bunch of shorts over here. Still trying to figure out, there is a nice following over here. So if you are a follower, you catch this video, why didn't you hit the follow button? What is it that you would like? I can tell by the videos I know it's gonna be soap making. Where I am make soap, I'm still trying to build out that space. So it's not aesthetically pleasing. I can't get the angles that I need in order to show you into the soap making thing about it. I have this little corner that I come on. I do all my little TikToks and video stuff. It might be recognizable, but it's not a soap. It's not my soap making space. So I'm still trying to work that out. But uh, I am still having fun. I still love the creativity when I do have to come up with my 2 design soaps per month, and sometimes that's difficult. I'm trying to get that part. Trying to keep up right now. I feel like it's I feel like there's a shift. I think there's a shift. In fact, no, there's a shift. There is a shift. If you came into this, you know, if the fact that we are further out from when those of us that started when we started, because we're further out from that. I think we are now, having to evaluate, having to ask the questions. Is this something that we want to keep doing? Is this a lifetime? I'm at that point where this was a great reason, it was a great season. Is it lifetime for me? Is soap making lifetime for me? I feel like it is. I've got a new generation that I think is going to that is driving me to continue doing this. But I'm also getting pulled into some other things again, as we are further out from, like most of us, further out from the pandemic. I feel like the further we get from the pandemic, I'm thinking about some other things that used to be part of my life that I probably would like to. But even going back into those spaces, I'm like, am I going back into those spaces to be what I was, or am I going back into those spaces as someone that has been a soap maker? So uh, I'm gonna leave this up for a little bit, and probably leave it. I don't know. I don't know the intimacy that I'm no longer familiar with the intimacy that YouTube is. I just don't, I'm clueless. I am clueless, but I am no stranger to going live. Going live, I love, because live is an empty canvas and you get to throw things at it and see what happens. All right. So hopefully you made it this far. I'm giving you 15 quick minutes. Hopefully you made it this far. If you caught it live, you catch the replay. Let me know if you catch the replay. Hit me down in the comments. Like I said, in between our busy seasons, I like to do a little bit of mentoring, and that's whether if you're thinking about being a maker or not just soap. Soaping is what I do, but it's a wonderful makers community. If you're thinking about being a maker, if you're thinking about doing some self-employment, starting a business, being an entrepreneur, finding a customer, servicing a community, uh, that's the kind of conversation we can have. Soap making is just what I do, but servicing a community is what I've always done, and that's what I would really love to do with this channel. All right, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds back, or it's gonna take me that to come over and stop this video. Thank you guys so much for watching.